Good morning, students. Let's begin today's English lesson. The poem Sea Fever by John Masefield. John Masefield was an English poet and writer. He was appointed Poet Laureate of the United Kingdom from 1930 until 1967. Among his best-known works are the children's novels, The Midnight Fog and The Box of Delights, and the poems The Everlasting Mercy and The Sea Fever. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. In the poem Sea Fever, the poet John Masefield expresses his desire for sailing once again in the quiet sea under the quiet sky. Where does the poet want to go? The poet wants to go to the lonely sea again. What is alliteration? It is the repetitions of identical initial consonant sounds at the beginning of two or more words in the same line. For example, to the lonely sea and the sky. So, sea, sky are the alliterated words used in this poem. Rhyming is making the last words in the lines produce the same sound. For example, to the lonely sea and the sky, a tall ship to steer her by. Here, see the last word in each lines, sky by. So, sky by are rhyming words in these poem lines. The poet feels an urgency in it. He says that the lovely sea and the sky create a vision of a wide horizon. So he wants to have a tall ship and the pole star for his travel. And the wheels kick, and the wind sung, and the white sails sagging, and a grey mist on the sea's face, and a grey dawn breaking. The poet wants to, watching from the shore, the wind sunk, the ship's steering wheel, and the shaking of the sail in the breeze are the pleasures of his sailing. What is personification? Personification is a figure of speech in which a thing, an idea, or an animal is given human attributes. For example, and the wheels kick and the wind songs and the white sails shaking. The wind, the wheel and the white sails are given the human qualities. So, the figure of speech is personification. So, the adventures begin soon. As each day dawns, he wakes up to see the early grey mist race from the sea. Imagery means the descriptions create a picture in the reader's mind. For example, and a grey mist on the sea's face. This description creates a picture, so it is imagery. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. The poet expresses his strong desire to get back to the sea, as the call from the sea cannot be ignored or denied. According to the poet, how is the call of the running tide? The call of the running tide is wild and clear. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying and the flung spray and the flown spoon and the seagulls crying. He wishes that there would be strong winds that would blow away the thick white clouds in the sky and take the sail forward throughout the day. So he asked for a windy day with white clouds crying seagulls in his journey. I must go down to the seas again, To the vagrant gypsy life, to the gulf's way, and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. He wishes to hear the seagulls watching from the shore, fills his heart with the adventure and spirit. So he wanted to be with the whales and the seagulls, where the wind is very strong. What is simile? It is a comparison made between two objects of different kinds with have some similarities. It is introduced by word of comparison such as like as. For example, where the winds like a wetted life. The wind is directly compared to wetted life using the word like. So the figure of speech is simile. And all I ask is marry on from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. He wants stories from his fellow men in his journey. After his journey, he wants to have a quiet sleep and sweet dream.